believe. To believe. Take God at his word. Take God at his word. If God said it, I don't care if it's raining, I don't care if it's cloudy, if it's storming, if God says there's going to be peace, he can stand in the midst of the storm and talk the water down. He can talk the wind down. He can speak and the water has to cease. Because God said, man, the Bible declares that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. He said that man that develops a steady diet of God's word is a man who's going to live. A steady diet of God's word does not say you won't have trouble, does not say you won't have heartache, but it says that your God will never leave you nor forsake you. He'll be right there. Oh, that's good news, isn't it? He'll be right there. You have to understand that even though we have friends, our friends' abilities are limited, but they can want to help, but because of being human, they are limited. But when you have a God who knows all and who's able to do all, you can stand and say, the God that I serve is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think. Anything I can think about, God can do it. Anything that comes up, God is able to work it out. Any situation that the enemy can come against you with, God is able to fix it. But you must understand in your mind, get that stamp in your mind that God can. God can. So when the enemy tries to approach you with what God can't do or what God hasn't done, then you can talk to him and say, well, God can. God can. He may let me go in the furnace, but he'll come in there with me and he'll make the fire cool. He knows how to come in the situation, know how to work everything out all right. But you got to believe. Believing is a very vital part of our faith. He said, he who comes to God must first believe with God Almighty that he is. You got to first believe that God is real, God is able, God can do it. Don't come to God if you got any reservations whether God can do it or not. You got to come understanding and knowing that there is nothing too hard for God. Somebody say nothing. Nothing is too hard for God. And if the enemy had any sense at all, he would really leave you alone, because the more he kick against you, the more he pushes pressure on you and put things in your way, and the more God delivers you, the stronger you become. And understand that if God did it one time, he can do it again. If he brought me across this mountain, he may across that mountain. No matter what I may feel, what my flesh may feel, my spirit man says God is able. Somebody say he's able to do it. But it is my aim to rise above my carnality, rise above my flesh, because flesh can fool you. Flesh can have you worried. Flesh can have you all in a shambles, wondering, will God do it? Can God do it? But if God never speaks to your heart, no matter what that flesh or what man may say, whatever God said, it supersedes whatever man may say. Oh, can I get a witness? Has man ever said something you said it wasn't going to happen, and God turned around and did the very thing that man said could not be done? Has God ever opened the door when the world had closed it and said you wasn't going to make it, but yet God stepped in around time and showed the devil really who's boss? Good God Almighty, I like God. I like to believe that God will put a man on a ship ship and have a man in a ship in the midst of a storm, and everybody worrying about what's going to happen. They're wondering, are we going to die out here in the storm? And he can have one man go to sleep and get a dream, and an angel tell the man that there should be no loss of life. And when that man comes to himself and tell everybody, God told me that there would be no loss of life, he tell the whole ship, I believe God. I know you understand that, but I believe. I know you're on the ship, you're watching the water, you're watching the wind, but I'm watching the God who promised me that there will be no loss of life, and I believe God. Somebody say it with me. I believe God. Say it again. I believe God. The next time the devil tries to fool you with something, start telling him, I believe God. And if God said it, I'm going to believe every word that proceeds out of the mouth of us. Say it again. I believe God. Yes, God told me my child was going to straighten up one of these days. I'm going to believe it. Even though he's acting crazy right now, I'm still believing God that he's going to work it out. Can I get a witness? Anybody believe in God for your children? Believe in God to take care of them and to strengthen them? Anybody believe in God is going to do it? You understand? I still believe God. It might not look like it now. It might not look like it now. He might be still out there. She might be still doing it. But one of these days, God promised me that my child was going to come back. And I believe God. I might not be able to see it with these eyes, but on the inside, I just know one of these days, baby boy or baby girl will come right back home and say, Mama, here I am. I believe God. I believe. Just do what you're supposed to say. Believe that. Believe that. Believe that. Believe that. The more God show himself to me, I can tell, believe that. God go do it. God go do it regardless of what may happen. What may happen, but what we have to do is, if we want to get something from God, a word from the Lord, we'll be willing sometimes to do things the world doesn't sort of seem as right. The world may tell you stay in your comfort zone. You keep doing this. Don't all the other stuff. It don't make no sense. You just do it this way. When you begin to really need God, you don't care what people may say about you. You just want to get a word from God. I just want to hear from God. I know I might look funny. I know I might get on your nerve, jump up in church saying hallelujah, but baby, you don't know what I'm dealing with. You don't know what the enemy trying to fight me. If you only knew how bad I want to hear from God, you wouldn't even worry about trying to tell me to sit down. I can't sit down. I need to hear from God. I need to hear. I'm waiting on a blessing. I got the devil to fight. Anybody got a devil to fight? I got a devil to fight. I ain't got time to be calm, cool, and collect, baby. I got to hear from God. I got to tell God, I need you. If I got to praise you about myself, I'm going to praise you about deliverance come. I'm going to praise you until one of these days. God, what I mean, put me out if you want to. Stop talking to me if you want to. I still have my God. When you pick me out, God will pick me up. When you stop talking to me, God will talk to me. Can I get a witness? God will, God will, God will, God will. God will, God will, God will. Unlike Nicodemus.